esteemed guests, distinguished audience, good morning. On behalf of the Department of Medical Biochemical Analysis at Cihan University, Erbil, I am truly honored to welcome you all to our international workshop on air quality and health challenges and protections, held in celebration of World Health Day 2025. Under the patronage of President of Cihan University, Erbil, and in the gracious presence of His Excellency, the Minister of Health, Kurdistan Region, this event reflects our shared commitment to promoting public health and environmental awareness. With the theme Healthy Beginnings, Hopeful Futures, today's workshop brings together experts to address critical topics such as climate change, air pollution, disease prevention, and environmental protection. We believe this will be a platform not only for a discussion, but for future collaborations that will benefit our communities at large. Dear audience, now let's watch a video about Cihan University, Erbil together, please.
Cihan University, Erbil, is a private English-speaking institution, one of the first and finest universities established by Cihan Group in Erbil, Kurdistan, Iraq. It was approved by the Ministry of Higher Education and Scientific Research of Kurdistan Region in 2006 and operated for the first time in 2007. It was recognized by the Ministry of Higher Education and Scientific Research of Iraq in 2017. The university is a member of the Association of Arab Universities, AAU, since 2011, and also a member of International Association of Universities, IAU. The university occupies a space of 127,800 square meters, and it includes buildings, gardens, green ports, dormitories, and a gymnasium to form one big university unit. The campus includes 21 buildings of 800 square meters to 2,400 square meters, which include class halls, laboratories, a simulating court, a conference hall, 2 libraries, an internet unit, 2 TV studios, and radio studios for media purposes, cafeterias, sport facilities, Roman theaters, gardens, and green spaces. The university includes 9 colleges and 29 departments: College of Dentistry, College of Pharmacy, Medical Biochemical Analysis, Physiotherapy, Community Health Nursing, Nutrition and Dietetics, Radiological Imaging Technologies, Medical Microbiology, Biomedical, Medical Laboratory Analysis, Anesthesia Technologies, Dental Technologies, Optometry and Vision Technology, Computer Science, IT, Architectural Engineering, Civil Engineering, Informatics and Software Engineering, Interior Design Engineering, Law, International Relations and Diplomacy, Accounting, Business Administration, Public Administration, English Language, Translation, Media, Graphic Design, Physical Education and Sports Sciences, General Education, English Language Teaching, ELT. Cihan University Erbil is accredited by the ZEVA, Z-E-V-A, which is one of the most experienced agencies in Germany for accreditation, and ASIC, an independent UK quality assurance body specializing in the institutional accreditation of education providers worldwide. The university has given special attention to laboratories for their importance and for the development of teaching and high qualities. There are 29 specialized laboratories and 9 engineering ateliers. The university plans in serving the society. The university attempts to form a base for creative people in all fields of specialization, who have a great deal of knowledge and skills comparable to the requirement of growth in society in all sectors. It also seeks to cover the needs of the labor market through several specialized centers such as Cihan University Center of Developing and Advising, Cihan University Center for Information Technology and Awarding, Cihan University Language Center, Cihan University Legal Clinic, Cihan Healthcare Center, the Engineering Advisory Career Center in cooperation with USAID, International Academic Relations of the University. The university is keen on communicating and building good bilateral relations with the international universities, cooperative protocols and agreements in the cultural and academic fields. This is to no advisement on the field concerned. Cihan University Erbil signed over 50 MOUs and MOAs in addition to the Erasmus Plus agreements with many European universities. Cihan University Erbil is fully registered at the European Commission and already sent 6 students and 2 academic staff to Polish universities. Over 40 students completed 1 semester a summer training with Warsaw University of Life Sciences and University of Lodz under bilateral exchange mobility program, and is planned to send over 50 students for the new academic year of 2024-2025. Cihan University Erbil is a member of the Institute of International Education Scholar Rescue Fund, IIE, and hosted 5 scholars from Yemen and Sudan. E-learning at Cihan University Erbil. Cihan University Erbil is considered as a role model in developing e-learning systems through using of sophisticated platforms and techniques like learning management system Moodle, Google Apps for educational purposes, and others, while supporting the academic staff teaching and students' learning achievement. All academic staff have an official page on the online platform that promotes all teaching activities through uploading course materials and communicate with their students effectively. On the other hand, students easily access to the online platform that consists of personal information and academic courses in order to complete their learning process efficiently. The university also provides an electronic system that supports students to apply for online feedback, follow their timetable, show their grades, and track their financial status. Cihan University Erbil charity groups serve as platforms for students to channel their passion for social change and make meaningful contributions to their communities. Despite challenges, these groups play a crucial role in instilling values of altruism and civic engagement among the next generation of leaders. Why should you choose Cihan University Erbil? Of course, there are several reasons. Cihan University Erbil offers a high quality and affordable studies in Erbil, Kurdistan, one of the most developing regions in Iraq. It also offers a degree in variety academic fields. We operate in a safe and friendly environment, living among the people who have the traditional welcoming students from other cities or countries. Cihan University Erbil provides an exciting campus life in a secure and pleasant place.
University Erbil has always been keen on applying the educational modern system. It's one of the pioneering universities in Kurdistan region of Iraq in implementing the Bologna process. Employing highly qualified local and international staff along with implementing the up-to-date technologies lead to enhance the university position among the private universities in the area. In addition, the unique administrative system used by the university facilitates its rapid progress. All these facts have contributed to achieve the top-ranked private university in Kurdistan region of Iraq.
Future of Science in Kurdistan.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for watching the video. Distinguished guests, one more time, before starting the workshop, I kindly request you to register for our workshop by scanning the barcode displayed on the screen. Thank you. Respected audience, to officially commence this important workshop, it is my great pleasure to invite Ms. Hauri Fateh Sami, the head of Medical Biochemical Analysis Department at Cihan University, Erbil. Please. Thank you.
Respected guests, esteemed colleagues, and dear students, on behalf of His Excellency, the President of Cihan University, Erbil, Professor Dr. Amjad Saber Al-Dalawi, it is my great honor and pleasure to welcome you all to our International Scientific Workshop in celebration of World Health Day under the title Air Quality, Health Challenge and Protection. We are deeply privileged today by the presence of several honorable guests. Please join me in warmly welcoming the Excellency, the Minister of Health, Dr. Salman Barzenji, the Governor of Erbil, Mr. Omed Khoshnau, the Chairman of the Board of Trust of Cihan University, Dr. Nozad Bajgar, General Director, Directorate of the Health, President of respected universities, respect deans, heads of department, and faculty member. Let today be a day of the meaningful of dialogue, innovative thinking, and collaboration that transcends boundaries. Once again, thank you all for joining us. Welcome to Cihan University, Erbil, and happy World Health Day. Thank you.
Thank you so much, dear Ms. Hauri. Esteemed guests, now it's time to start our sessions. Let us now begin our expert-led sessions as outlined in today's agenda. I will be introducing each speaker before their presentation. Please welcome Assistant Professor Dr. Azad Rasul, Climate and Remote Sensing Expert from Cihan University. He will speak on air quality and your health, emissions, climate.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Dr. Azad Rasul at Cihan University. I'm Assistant Professor of Climate and Remote Sensing. I'm graduate from the University of Leicester, Department of Geography. My today's topic is about from global crisis to local reality. We mean Iraq and Kurdistan region. How air pollution accelerates climate change in Iraq. Starting with the global air pollution deaths. First, starting with the leading causes of death linked to air pollution. First one is ischemic heart disease, which is usually the first global killer, according to Najafi et al. 2024. Usually the second one is stroke, which causes pollution, triggers blood clots and hypertension. The third one, COPD, permanent lung damage from smoke and dust. In the table, which is from the Najafi et al. 2024, for the year of 2021, we have the leading cause, which is the first one, ischemic heart disease. And just for this year, we have the COVID-19, and the third one, stroke, which is related to air pollution. And the seventh one, we have lower respiratory infection, and so on. Global air pollution deaths. What is the total death of air pollution? Approximately, we have 7 million lives lost every year, according to WHO, which combines both outdoor, 4.2 million, and household, which is 2.8 million air pollution deaths. This number is more than COVID-19's peak annual deaths, and this number equivalent to losing the entire population of the Hong Kong every year. The air pollution is one of the greatest environmental risks, especially for children's health. And in 2019, around 99% of the world's population was living in the areas where the WHO air quality guidelines levels were not met. Who suffers the most? Around the world, Sub-Saharan Africa, North Africa, and South and West South of Asia is the hotspot. According to the Global Burden of Disease Study 2021, Najafi et al. 24, air pollution accounted for approximately 33%, which means 1 to 3 of deaths in Sub-Saharan Africa and South Asia. While combining risks from unbanned fine particulate matter, PM 2.5, households, air pollution, and ozone exposure. In contrast, air pollution just contributes 10% of high-income countries during the same period. What is the reason behind it? In this Sub-Saharan Africa and South Asia, the reasons are using coal, wood stove, traffic congestion, and fast urban growth increase pollution. The vulnerable groups are usually children, the elderly, and outdoor workers, which face higher health risks due to the prolonged exposure. In the map, we have global estimation of PM 2.5 levels around the world. The lowest concentration located in the North Africa and north of Asia and Europe. Also in the Australia, while the highest hotspots located in the north of Africa and south of Asia. We can see Iraq located in one of the hotspots around the world, which is around 80 milligram per meter. How climate change worsens air quality? The first reason, wildfires. For example, the large fires in USA, approximately 10 million acres burned in 2020, which releases PM 2.5 particles, spreading toxic air over vast areas. The second reason, pollen. Rising CO2 and temperatures are lengthening pollen seasons. For example, in USA, with a 31 increase since the 1990, which is worsening allergies and respiratory issues. The third one, dust and mold. Droughts increase airborne dust, while floods promote indoor mold growth, both damaging respiratory health. One of the key statistics, over 10 million Americans are exposed to unhealthy air, according to American Lung Association's 2023. Common pollutants, unified solution. The first reason, fossil fuel, which is the root cause of this problem. Burning fossil fuels is a major source of both harmful PM 2.5 particles and climate warning CO2. The second one, short-lived climate pollutants, SLCPs, which is the urgent target. The first one, methane, a powerful greenhouse gas, which is approximately 84 times more powerful than CO2 over 20 years. Black carbon, the second largest contributor to global warming, also harmful to air pollution. Health and climate co-benefit. transitioning away from fossil fuels could prevent an estimated 2.4 million premature deaths every year. That's according to Clean Air Fund, while also mitigating climate change at the same time. In the figure, we have top 10 countries around the world according to climate risk index. At the first one, we have Pakistan, then Belize, Italy, Greece, Spain, and so on. Urgent action, addressing short-lived SLCPs. Short-lived climate pollutants like black carbon, as we said, 18 times more powerful than CO2, and methane linked to 1 million deaths every year, are critical targets, according to AFIFA et al. 2024. These pollutants have a powerful near real-time effect on our climate. Some key solutions, we can say, transition to renewable energy resources, such as solar and wind power, accelerate the adoption of electrified transportation, which is fortunately just started in Kurdistan region. The third one, deploy advanced sensor networks for real-time air quality. Because one problem in this field, we have the lack of data, the lack of measuring. So we need to deploy advanced sensor networks for real-time, especially for real-time. We can benefit from the satellites monitoring and also some AI techniques. One success story, China's Hebei province, demonstrated rapid progress, achieving around 40% reduction in PM 2.5 levels with just 4 years, according to World Bank. The Iraq, which is a climate hotspot, extreme vulnerability. Iraq ranks among the world's most climate vulnerable nations. Some years it is just fifth globally in the rank. And it's projected temperature in Iran increasing around 3.5 by 2100, according to Ali et al. 24, and decreasing the water flow of rivers by 50%, and the storms push around 10 times the World Global Organization safety limits in Iraq. The major pollution sources in Iraq, the first one, oil refineries, particularly in Basra, and heavy traffic congestion, for example, in Baghdad, the big cities, and widespread use of private generators due to unreliable power supply. This leads to increased asthma and risk of lung cancer. Some Iraq's escalation climate crisis, the first one, desertification, which is approximately 50% land already affected, and displacement due to the drought. For example, between 21 to 22, we have around 20,000 of people who were displaced due to the water scarcity. And the third one, acceleration of CO2 rises, which is increasing at a rate of 3 times or 2 times higher than the global range, according to Abel et al. 2024. What we can do for solution? Okay, that's some solutions to our problem. Improving our quality, environmental quality, and call to action. The list of sources, which is used in the presentation. Thank you for your attention, and I'm ready for any questions.
Thank you so much, dear Dr. Azad. Now, it is time for welcoming Assistant Professor Dr. Serkaut Majid Khoshnau, Head of Oncology at Par Hospital. His session is on risk factors of cancer and prevention. Please, doctor, come to the stage.
Good morning, everyone. I'm privileged to be here with you today. I'd like to thank Professor Bushra and other organizers of this event for inviting me to talk about this very important subject. So this is the overview of my presentation. I'll introduce the subject first and then talk about risk factors. Then I'll talk about some lifestyle recommendations. And whilst trying to implement lifestyle recommendations, there will be some challenges, so I'll talk about them. Then I'll talk about what can governments do to encounter the danger of cancer. Then provide some take-home messages. Cancer is a condition where cells in a specific part of the body grow and reproduce uncontrollably, producing a mass in the majority of cases, such as breast cancer. Cancer is a really dangerous disease because it's the second leading cause of death worldwide, following cardiovascular diseases. And cancer is an umbrella term. It covers more than 200 different diseases, and each one is treated in a particular way. It's a quite common disease, so 1 in 2 people, or at least 1 in 3 people, will develop some form of cancer during their lifetime. Quite a common disease. The good news is, it's estimated that up to 50% of cancers can be prevented. So we can do something about it to prevent it. So cancer prevention saves lives and reduces healthcare costs. So if we prevent 50% of cancers, we can use the resources that we have in a better way to treat the other 50% that are not preventable. So therefore, preventing cancer is a great service to the humanity. So when people talk about cancer prevention, many times cancer screening is also mentioned, which is not quite 100% right. Why? Because there are 2 different terms. Cancer prevention is basically about strategies to reduce the risk of cancer developing in the first place. However, screening is all about early detection. So trying to detect the cancers that are not preventable at an early stage so that we can treat them in a better way. Because if we treat cancer, the earlier we detect cancer, the less costly it will be on the government. So this is a rough estimation from the UK. So if you just look at the trends, the more the stages advance, the more costly it will be on the government. So it's in the best interests of everyone to detect cancer at an early stage. So now talking about risk factors of cancer. A risk factor basically is an exposure that increases the likelihood of cancer developing. There are 2 types of risk factors, modifiable and non-modifiable. The modifiable ones are those that we can do something about it to avoid the exposure. But the non-modifiable ones, like age, is something that you cannot do anything about it. You cannot prevent yourself from aging. So if we know the modifiable risk factors, that will be all about cancer prevention. We can try to avoid them. But just try to think about it. What's the benefit of knowing non-modifiable risk factors? So if a risk factor, we cannot do anything about it, what's the point of knowing it? The answer is, if we know them, then we can identify individuals that are at higher risk of developing cancer. So if we cannot prevent it, at least we can diagnose it at an earlier stage so that complete cure will be possible. Cancer prevention is the science of identifying and managing modifiable risk factors, and that's primarily through lifestyle and environmental change. now let's talk about the non-modifiable risk factors. Biological sex, for example, if you are a female, you are more likely to develop breast cancer, and that's because of hormonal levels. The more you age, the more likely you will be to develop all types of cancer, basically, and that's because of accumulation of genetic mutations over the years. Genetic predisposition, for example, either yourself or someone in your family has developed cancer previously, so in that case, you will be more liable to get cancer. And that's because of inherited mutations in tumor suppressor genes, such as BRCA1, and also the genes that repair DNA, such as MLH1. Another non-modifiable risk factor is some medical conditions, such as inflammatory bowel disease, Crohn's disease, ulcerative colitis. They make you more likely to develop colon cancer. And why is that? Because they cause chronic inflammation, and they promote epigenetic and genetic alterations. They cause dysplasia and ultimately carcinoma of the colon. Radiation exposure, they cause problems in the DNA breaks, and sometimes they cause chromosomal translocations and deletions. If you belong to certain races or ethnicities, you'll be more likely to develop some sort of cancers. And that's a complex issue because it might be related to genes, to lifestyle behaviors, to socioeconomic status, and healthcare access. Examples, for example, if you belong to Ashkenazi Jews, you'll be more likely to develop breast and ovarian cancer. Why? Because BRCA1 and 2 mutations are more prevalent in those ethnicities. Cultural and lifestyle behaviors, people in India and Pakistan, because they chew betel nuts, they will be more likely to develop oral cancer. And Japanese people are more likely to develop gastric cancer because H. pylori is more prevalent, and by tradition they take high salt diet. So in some countries they have lower human papillomavirus vaccination, so the ladies will be more likely to develop cervical cancer. Now coming to modifiable risk factors, the factors that we can do something about it. And that's lifestyle and environmental factors. Now let's focus on lifestyle factors. Tobacco use. As you all know, tobacco is the most important prevalent cause of cancer, and it accounts for 21% of cancer deaths worldwide. It increases the risk of lung cancer by 20-fold, and it increases the risk of developing other types of cancer, such as head and neck and GIT cancers. Tobacco contains carcinogens that results in the development of cancer. And the good news is, even if you've been a smoker so far, if you quit smoking, there will be a reduction in the risk of developing cancer. So it's never late. And if you've already developed a cancer and you're a smoker, if you quit smoking, there will be a better chance that the treatments will benefit you, and the less chance of developing a second cancer. Infection is another modifiable risk factor, and it's estimated that 13% of all cancers are due to infections, such as human papillomavirus is an example of infections that cause cancer. Hepatitis B virus associated with hepatocellular carcinoma. And this virus is associated with leukemia, and HIV associated with Kaposi sarcoma, Epstein-Barr virus associated with Burkitt's lymphoma, and H. pylori with gastric cancer. And H. pylori is transmissible. Therefore, some people say that, we can say that gastric cancer is also transmissible through this bacteria. And why these infections cause cancer? For example, in viruses, they contain some oncogenes, and H. pylori causes chronic inflammation that promotes mutagenesis. Physical inactivity is also a modifiable risk factor. And why is that? Because decreased physical activity is associated with an increased risk of cancer, because such as cancers, breast and colon cancer, these are the main ones. And the mechanism is they reduce metabolic clearance of some hormones and promotes inflammation and weight gain. Obesity is another risk factor. It is related with 13 types of cancer at least. And why obesity increases the risk of cancer? Because it increases insulin and IGF-1, promoting cell proliferation. Alcohol is another risk. Cancers such as breast and GI cancers can be caused by alcohol. Sun exposure. Radiation from the sun is the primary cause of skin cancer, and that's by DNA mutations such as in P53 gene. Air pollution. So the diesel exhaust contains substances that cause DNA damage, such as PM2.5, benzene, PAH, formaldehyde, nitrogen oxides, and each of them is associated with a specific type of cancer. Petrochemical and industrial emissions, again, they contain a number of carcinogens, each one is related to some cancers. So what we can do? So avoiding tobacco is the first advice. And here comes the role of healthcare professionals to advise people to quit smoking and to provide some counseling, to limit alcohol intake, and zero is the best strategy. To be physically active, to maintain a healthy weight, and having a healthy diet. And what's a healthy diet? A healthy diet is a diet that contains a variety of vegetables, contains fruits, contains whole grain, and limited or excluding red and processed meats and sugar-sweetened beverages. And as we said, infection is a modifiable risk factor. How to reduce that, how to deal with that. These are the strategies associated with avoiding infections. Protecting against the sun. And the advice is to limit the time spent in the sun, especially during this time, and to wear hats, sunglasses. Time is finished. So there are some challenges in practice. Limiting public awareness, lack of access to healthy food. So prevention matters. Up to 50% are preventable. And the key issues are awareness, willingness, and access. And do not belittle any effort from your side. It can make a change. And these are my references. Thank you very much for listening.
Our next presentation is by Professor Dr. Bushra Hussain Shinawa, immunologist at Cihan University, Erbil. Her topic is how to boost your immune system. Please, doctor, join us to the stage.
Good morning. My pleasure to share my presentation with you today. Today, we will explore a topic vital to our health and to well-beings. How to boost your immune system. This is important. As you know, we live in a world and every day we exposed to bacteria, viruses, and other pathogens. So our immune system is the first line of defense. Need to be take care about it through, for example, by diet or by stress management or by lifestyle changes. After that, now let us dive into how we can control our health and give our immune system the boost that needs. Outline, introduction, understanding immunity, immune system overview, the components of the immune system, boosting immunity, role of micronutrients, supplements and superfoods, and conclusion. What is immunity? Immunity is the body's ability to resist disease. And this is important because particularly against infectious diseases. The immunity derived from immunitas, from Greek, it is Latin rooted, means protection from legal prosecution offered to Roman senator during their occupation. So the immune system is all cell, organs, molecules that shared in resistance to infectious diseases. Why is the immunity important? Because immunity gives us the protection and prevents the sickness, illness, and also reduce the severity of diseases when we got the disease. But nutrition, age, stress in our life, these factors decline our immune response. So the immune system needs to be boosted by several ways in our lifestyle. How does an underactive and overactive immune system impact health? You know, if there is immunodeficiency disease, sure we will be highly exposed to acquire the infection. And also at the same time, if there is exaggerated or abnormal immune response, this leads to autoimmune diseases. The main part of the immune system, cell, molecules, and tissue. Let's look on this umbrella, a simple view of the immune system as a protective umbrella. We have skin, start from innate immunity. The skin, the innate immunity is the first line of defense. Mucous membrane, mucosa, isoenzyme, complement, white blood cells, all of these related to innate immunity. Innate immunity is non-specific immune response. Also, we have adaptive immune response. This related to antibody production and T cell, specifically CD4 and CD8. We have two types of immune response, innate immune response and adaptive or acquired immune response. Innate immune response, it is quick, related to all things that already we have before exposure to the infection or to the infectious diseases, depending upon white blood cell, dendritic cell, complement, natural killer cell, and other. And there is no specificity in this immune response. It works generally, and there is no memory cell for this immune response. Whereas adaptive immunity, its work specifically and need recognition of the antigen and related memory cell, key memory cell for the next infection, and give a long time of protection. And this is the basis of vaccination also, because give us adaptive immune response. Differences, so as I mentioned, innate, quick, general, and no memory cell, whereas acquired or adaptive immune response, specific memory cell, and need more time to be generated. There are several issues related to aging. Aging affects thymus gland when there is T cell production and affect the inflammation immune response and all other metabolic, and this is emerging challenge to people who's over 65 years, because already the immune system decline during this time and affect several aspects: thymus, cellular metabolic adaptation, and also an inflammation response and the production of cells. How to boost your immune system? Lifestyle choice is very important. Eat balanced food, rich with fruit and vitamin. Exercise regularly and maintain healthy weight. Avoid obesity and avoid smoking and excessive alcohol also. Sleeping is very important, to have enough time for sleep, 7 to 8 hours per day. Also minimize stress. Stress also decline or reduce the immune system as we can. Several types that influence the immune response, some of them unmodifiable and another modifiable, related to stress, physical fitness, and diet also we can control it, but age or sex and pregnancy, this is fixed issue. There is a strong relationship between immune system and nutrition, because give us the energy and all other to support the immune system. we will focus on vitamin D, zinc, vitamin C, all of them very important to support the lymphatic system and mediated several metabolic and functions of the body, as we mentioned here. This is the role of vitamin D, how it is tolerancing and reduce the inflammation, and also modulate the stress response and repair mechanism. Zinc also very important mineral during COVID-19 pandemic. Some people obligatory need zinc because zinc, I will show you about this. Zinc very important. Here, if you look, the zinc interfere with several diseases like rheumatoid arthritis and inflammatory bowel disease and diabetic also. Zinc also depend upon its approximately 300 enzyme and 1,000 transcription factor are depending on the activity of zinc, and also ensured in the differentiation of T helper, naive T cell, the new cell that produced by the cell, the thymus gland, into T helper 1 and T helper 2. Yes. I put here all the food is a doctor, with my respect to Dr. Sakar, because this control our immune response. Healthy food need to focus on fatty fish, specifically salmon, sardine, and other, because rich in omega-3 and other food, olive oil, nuts. Apple, the word that 1 apple a day keep the doctor away, still apple rich with vitamin and minerals. Let me go to the healthy eating plate. This plate recommended by Harvard Medical School update. If you look at this, half of the plate is fruit and vegetable. So all of us need to focus on healthy food. Half of the plate fruit and colorful fruit specifically, and vegetables, important, and quadrate whole grain. It means avoid the white rice. When white wheat, move to the brown one. And also the protein, as we can reduce the consumption of red meat and focus on poultry and fish. All of these, of course, this plate translated to 250 languages globally, and it will be depended as recommended by the WHO. Conclusion, so we will depend upon balanced, rich food rich with vitamin and mineral, adequate sleep, regular physical activity, important references, and thank you. Take care of your immune system, and it will take care to you.